How much do you feel like your parents play a part in it?
Oh, a massive part in it. But they don't play a part in it because of what they say, because of what you see.
What about you personally? How did it affect you?
Well, with my mum, I say how it affected me is trust. The nature of the relationship between my mum and my dad didn't allow me to see the beauty in trust. It didn't even allow me to see the beauty in being vulnerable. My mum trained me in a way where no woman can useless me. She didn't train me in a way where I can truly see the value of a woman beyond cooking and cleaning. And even then, the cooking and cleaning, she built it, pushed it in me to do so that no woman can useless me. But in actual fact, what you did was basically tell me, without telling me, that I don't need a woman. And then, fast forward, I mean, it's good, don't get me twisted, to a degree, because of course, I can stand on my own 2 feet. But it doesn't help when you want to work with a woman to build a life of a woman. Because then the question now is what value do you have as a woman
To you.
to me? Now, at one point, I can honestly say I don't think women had value. I didn't know. I know they're valuable, but I couldn't tell you what the value of a woman was to me. It was much like university. You just did it. You just had a girlfriend. If I'm feeding myself, I'm cleaning myself, I'm paying myself, I'm apart from tuntun, what else? What else can you really do for me? But we know that we need to have a woman. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Can you see the trauma behind that? I'm not even thinking to have a woman and let's build together. I'm thinking to have a woman, I'll do my own thing, but you can be there with me, but you have your own thing as well. So that nobody can rubbish anyone later. Do you get what I'm saying?
Very defensive.
Very, very, very defensive. But then you want a woman.
Yeah.
So that no one actually teaches you how to be with a woman. And the unfortunate part with the trauma is that the only way you learn how to be with a woman is by fucking over many other women. Because you don't learn from your parents, you learn from your experiences. So when you went out with that girl, if cheating was normal, the next one you probably wouldn't cheat. But then the next one you're learning something else. Then you're learning something else. Do you know what I'm saying? And before you know it, you've got to the fifth girlfriend. Unfortunately for the fifth other four girlfriends, they've had to go through a trauma with you now because of how you treated them when you were trying to figure out what kind of man you are. Do you get what I'm saying? And now when they go and meet another guy, the trauma of you, Gabs, is that I was with a guy. I know what guys are like. Guys just, they don't call you all the time. They don't really care. Well, that trauma's come from me because that's the impression you got from me.
Why are you so happy?
I'm not happy. It's like, when you
No, I'm
like,
joking.
when you see it clearly, like, it's like, I did that to you. But the reality is I did that to you unknowing. Because remember, I'm learning on the job. Do you get what I'm saying?
You know what? I will say that I do remember like growing up, and they always told us as men. I don't know if they told you that, like us men, we have to get experience. And I
Yeah, you
always
do.
was a bit skeptic about that kind of thought process because, like, relationships are exhausting. And when I say I'm not talking about linking a girl and shagging a girl. I'm talking about relationships. And for you to keep just going through bare relationships, it's like, do you develop skills to kind of stick in a relationship, or do you always just feel like when you don't like something, you leave?
Well, sometimes it's you develop skills that by the time you get to the 10th girlfriend, you the best boyfriend that a woman could ever have. Sometimes it gets to the point where the trauma is just so deep rooted that it's like a vicious cycle. Your kind of toxic is just dangerous. Is that in actual fact you legit only see women for something and that's it. But you lie, twang, deceive, and manipulate to make them believe that they're more than what they are. So I had to get out of my mind that a woman is good for cooking and cleaning. I had to get out of my mind. You're way more than that. But if what I've understood from my cultural background, that when you pick a woman that can stay at home, cook, clean, and give you children. If all I've known is that, it's not helped me when exploring my other feelings towards women, because the emotional factor doesn't come into that. Women now, for me at that time, you're with me and your duty is this. So you're a dutiful woman.
Woman full of duty.
You know, and that in itself is like, it goes back to the back in the day. Most of the aunties, you know, they didn't pick because they loved, they picked because that man can take care of them. What they really wanted more than anything was the kids. So you find that a majority of them aunties back then, they would cling on to their children hard because that was their universe. But the truth is, the man should have been your universe, but it was always the children, because they knew what it was based on what they were getting into, and they also knew what it was based on what they were picking up them women.
But now things are different.
But now things are different. People actually want to enjoy their woman, which I think personally, like, if you are to be married and be with someone, why would you not want to? Every part of them, away from the kids, with the kids. Do you get what I'm saying? But again, passed on trauma, you ain't even seeing that. And unfortunately, you're just dealing with so many different women, still trying to figure out what man you're trying to be and how you're trying to be it. And what's happening is, in your process of dealing with so many different women in so many different ways, they're receiving your trauma. Do you get it? So by the time they go and find another guy, the guy now has to do so much work to help that girl figure out that he's not like the ex that you had. And that in actual fact, he might have normalized this kind of behavior. But for me, that's not normal. And now she's in shock, like, no, he's trying to game me. I know what men are like. And you're going based on your experiences. Do you get what I'm saying? Passed on trauma. Sometimes you know it, sometimes you don't even know it. You don't even see it coming. And if you can't identify it, it's a big problem. Because then you never really have a genuine relationship with someone. So when I look at people now and I say, when someone comes to me now, it's like, if I hear, well, stuff like, but I know how men are, what men are like, I would just walk off. I say, okay, is it? Then go and know them. Because this person here is not, I can't be what you're used to. You haven't even explored my mind to understand how I think yet. Nah. No. You know. But then at the same time, even though I'm not on it, I don't mind talking to explore why you think you know men based on your experiences.